My wife told me to handle my life-threatening illness myself, so I quietly escaped and exposed her lies at a charity gala 2 years later. I remember the exact moment I realized my marriage was over. It was at 2:47 a.m. in a hospital room watching my wife scroll through TikTok while I struggled to breathe. 3 weeks earlier, I started feeling off, just tired and achy. Sophia, my wife of 6 years, told me I was being dramatic when I mentioned seeing a doctor. You always get like this when you're stressed, she said, barely looking up from her phone. I tried pushing through it, but then the fever started. Not the kind that makes you want soup, but the kind that makes your joints feel like they're filled with broken glass. Sophia's response: take some Tylenol and stop waking me up. The night everything changed, I woke up unable to move my right side. The room was spinning and my heart was racing. I called out to Sophia, my voice barely working. She groaned, rolled over, and said the words that would echo for months. I'm not your babysitter. Handle it yourself. I finally managed to call my sister Rebecca, who lived 45 minutes away but made it in 20. The ER was a blur of activity. Words like septic shock and organ failure floated around me. My temperature was 104.2, blood pressure crashing. They admitted me immediately. Rebecca stayed until they made her leave. Sophia looked annoyed when the nurse suggested she stay overnight. I have an early meeting tomorrow. He's in good hands here. The next few days were a haze of antibiotics and fever dreams. Rebecca came every day after work, bringing my laptop and talking to doctors. Sophia visited twice. First time she stayed 15 minutes and complained about parking fees. Second time she brought cold coffee and spent 30 minutes telling me about party drama. But the moment that broke me was when I asked her to help me get water. The infection had hit me hard and I could barely lift the cup. Her response: I'm not your babysitter. Handle it yourself. I just nodded and stayed silent. The nurse who came in later found me trying to reach the water cup with shaking hands. She helped me drink, checked my temperature, adjusted my pillows, all while Sophia watched TikTok videos on full volume. 6 years of marriage and my wife had less compassion than a stranger doing her job. I spent 10 days in that hospital. Rebecca brought books, sat through treatments, helped me walk when stronger. Even the cafeteria worker showed more concern, always bringing extra Jell-O because she noticed I liked it. The day I was released, Sophia didn't come pick me up. She texted that she was swamped and asked if Rebecca could handle it. As we drove home, I spent that entire drive planning my exit. I didn't say anything to Sophia that night or the next day. I just watched her continue life as if nothing had happened, as if her husband hadn't almost died while she scrolled through social media. The next 2 weeks were masterclass in quiet planning. Rebecca helped me slowly move essential items to a month-to-month apartment with an elevator. Sophia barely noticed anything different, too busy planning a girls' trip. You'll be fine by yourself, right? I mean, you managed in the hospital. The day I left, I waited until Sophia went to work. I left my keys with a letter explaining I was done, and paperwork from my hospital stay showing how close I'd come to dying. By evening, I was in my new apartment when texts started coming through Rebecca's phone from Sophia. Very funny. He'll be back in a week when he realizes he can't handle being alone. The divorce was finalized 6 months later. Sophia didn't contest it, too busy maintaining her image of the supportive wife dealing with an unstable husband. My recovery took longer than expected, but without someone constantly telling me I was being dramatic, I actually listened to my body. I started physical therapy, joined a support group for sepsis survivors, and met Naomi, who was there for grief counseling after her husband passed from infection. We became friends first, sharing articles about post-sepsis syndrome. Meanwhile, Sophia's perfect life started showing cracks. Her friends began reaching out after discovering she'd been lying about helping care for me. The final straw was when she told them she'd taken time off work to nurse me back when she'd actually been on a spa weekend with her boyfriend. Last month, Naomi and I got engaged. 2 years after I walked away, I found myself at a charity gala for sepsis awareness that Naomi and I helped organize. Sophia showed up uninvited, ready to play the supportive ex-wife role. I was at the podium when I saw her in the audience, already dabbing at her eyes with tissues. I told my story, the full story, about waking up unable to move, about begging for help and being told to handle it myself, about lying in a hospital bed while my wife watched TikTok. I played audio recordings of every dismissive comment and shared screenshots of her social media posts, claiming she'd taken care of me alongside hospital security footage, showing she'd visited twice in 10 days. When Sophia stood up crying that I was twisting everything, Naomi stepped forward with compiled interviews from hospital staff and statements from mutual friends, all devastating to Sophia's narrative. Sophia's reputation crumbled in minutes. Her boyfriend walked out, her friends turned away. I finished by announcing the Handle It Yourself Foundation, a new program for survivors whose partners abandoned them during critical illness. Sophia ran out crying. Her social media went dark within an hour. This morning I woke up to hundreds of messages from other survivors sharing similar stories. We're launching the foundation next month, partnering with hospitals to provide support for patients whose partners abandon them. I'm marrying Naomi next spring. The truth speaks for itself.